Now here's an idea. Borrow from your 401k to put into your Roth IRA. Interesting, huh? So my man Ted writes in, he goes, hey, you recently did a video about putting money from a 401k loan into a Roth IRA. I don't remember doing that video, but that's pretty cool if I did. Good on me. Can you provide additional information on how that works? I can't find any article or video how to do that. Additionally, since you're paying back the 401k loan with after-tax money, can you do Roth conversions on the money you pay onto the 401k? You're paying back the because you're not paying tax on the money coming out, so it's going back in. You didn't pay tax when the money came out, and you're not getting a tax deduction on the money going in. So let's talk about this. So basically, what's happening here is my idea, and I haven't really thought it all that through, but I think it'd be something pretty neat to think about. I'd like to hear your guys' thoughts. All right, so we got $50,000 in a 401k. All right, so under normal circumstances, and I don't know if the CARES Act is going to be expanded this year. I don't know, but under normal circumstances, do you know, babe? Do they say anything about the CARES Act?
Yeah, what about it?
Is it coming through 2021 too, or like I know it's for 2020, but no one as a tax.
There's a lot of stuff going on about PPP loans and all that loan forgiveness. You're talking about just the individual stuff, or
Yeah.
I haven't heard anything like on the 401ks.
Yeah, exactly.
Out and repaid over 3 years.
Yeah, right.
I haven't heard anything about that being repealed now.
Okay. So Beautiful just says she hasn't heard anything about that yet, so she will keep us posted. I imagine that'd probably be extended, but we shall see. All right. Anyway, so the premise is you got $50,000 in 401k. You can borrow 50% or $50,000, whichever is less, if that makes sense. So in this case, you could borrow $25,000. Now remember, you can only put $7,000 into a Roth, and you have to have earned income. So the thought process would be you could borrow against your 401k. You're not paying tax on the money you borrow. That's what's interesting. Unlike a Roth conversion, you're paying tax on that money. You see, that's where it's kind of cool. So you're basically saying, I'm going to borrow, say husband and wife. I'm going to do is December 31st. I'm going to borrow $25,000 on my 401k. All right. I'm going to put $7,000 into my IRA, my Roth IRA for 2020, and then wait till the next day, do $7,000 for 2021, and then the rest, would that be $9,000, $11,000 left over? Your wife could do $5,500 on 2020, December 30th, 2020, and then the remaining $5,500 on January 1st. So that would give you the $25,000 that you're putting into a Roth IRA, which you can do as long as you have earned income, which inherently you would, or else you wouldn't be able to borrow against your 401k. So unlike a Roth conversion, you're paying tax on that money, the $25,000 that you convert, which is added to your bottom line, it flows down to your 1040. When you borrow from a 401k, that does not happen. It does not happen because it's a tax-free loan. Now, like my man, what's his name, Ted said, is it goes back. You're paying the loan back with after-tax money, but that's, there's my dogs. Hold on, there's a velociraptor, so let me let him in. Hold on a second. All right, now that the dogs are in, you guys might hear our version of velociraptor, so we'll listen for them because Finney has this growl and Pablo won't play with them. All right, so anyway, so we're taking $25,000 out because that's the max you can do. The max you can do is $50,000 or 50% of the equity of your 401k, whichever is less. All right, so we're taking, in this case, we have $50,000 in 401k. We're borrowing the max, $25,000, and we're going to contribute that into Roth for hubby and wife, and you got to do it obviously in 2 tax years. And as long as you have earned income, you can do that. All right, so now that money goes into a Roth, completely tax-free. Again, there are limits on your income before you can contribute to a Roth. So if we're going to assume you're not making, I think it's like $200,000 if you're married, filing jointly. So anyway, you're putting $25,000 into a Roth. Again, $7,000, or you can do whatever you want. $25,000 divided by 4, but there's 4 distinct payments or contributions to a Roth to get that $25,000. All right, so now that Roth is funded post-tax with after-tax money, all right, because you did not get a deduction on funding a Roth. The money you use for that Roth is not taxable. Why? Because you took a 401k loan against it. You're paying money back to the 401k. Yes, you're not getting a tax deduction, but essentially you're giving yourself a boost. Hey, Pablo, you're giving yourself a boost because now you got $25,000 tax free without having to the taxes being taken away from your portfolio or from your cash account or anything like that. Man, I mean, again, I haven't crunched the numbers, but I just think it's a great strategy. Now, the drawback, people say, well, there are two drawbacks. That money from your 401k is not in the market growing. Well, that's not true. Here, Pablo. Anyway, so you're using after-tax money on the amount you borrow from your 401k. Now, that money is no longer in your 401k. So you had $50,000 in your 401k. Now you only have $25,000. But you have $25,000 in your Roth that is also in the market. You see how that is? So it's not like you have $25,000 out of the market. You just have $25,000 less in your 401k pre-tax. And instead you have $25,000 in your Roth IRA. So you're not out of the market, not at all. You have paid no tax on that transfer, none whatsoever. Yes, you don't get a tax deduction on the loan that you paid back. That is true. That's true. But who cares? Because you got the money in the corresponding Roth IRA. It just seems like a pretty good move. I never did it. I never thought about it until it just hit me like a ton of bricks. I remember I don't know if I saw some guy's article or something like that. I don't know. But I just never done that when I was working. But man, what else? Oh, then if you leave work within 5 years before the loan is paid off, you have to pay a penalty for premature distribution if you're under the age of 59 and a half, and you have to pay income tax on the money you did not pay back. You know, that's okay. I mean, that's worth it. So if you're going to leave your job, don't do this. But if you're going to stay at your job most likely for 5 years, you don't have to worry about a penalty. You don't have to worry about taxes. If you are going to leave your job early and you're under the age of 59 and a half, it's 10% penalty on what you did not pay back for premature distribution. And you have to pay income tax on the amount you didn't pay back too. But other than that, I think it's a winning scenario. And I'd love to hear your thoughts. All right, we'll see you.